Quiet on the set. Cameras rolling. Action.
Yeah. We get the crunk up in here. We talking about that being black in America, and we was just chopping it up. Man, I think we gotta find. I know we gotta find a way to break through these barriers, man. But I don't want to hang out too long, just pondering on the problem. So what we want to do is I think we need to actually chop it up on the cultural aspect of things. Because during the break, me and Chris was chopping up a little bit about Black Wall Street. And I think that's where we need to actually begin to see how can we creatively position once we get the attention of some of these heads, as we get the attention of the people that's going to be willing to do something beyond the attraction, like you say, the pomp and circumstance at the $1 Million Man march. Okay, admittedly, I was too drunk and strung out to participate in the first $1 Million Man march. The second one, I was like, okay, I don't get it, because I don't see no follow through from the first one. That was just my personal opinion. But I think we got to have some way to follow through. So how are we going to do that, man? How are we going to follow through? And from the cultural perspective, let's start there. Because you mentioned...
Okay, maybe we need to educate them on the success it was. Because a lot of people don't know how successful it was being together and unified. You know, we always talk that those crab in the bucket and this and that. And black people don't like each other and we're not going to get along. We need to show them how it was, educate them on the history.
So the history, and how about some examples today?
Yes.
How about that? I mean, because I see, when I look at, for instance, and I keep coming back to the catering to the homes, because that just got a really special spot in my life. When I see that many people come together every fourth Sunday of the month, that's a powerful gathering. And I mean, I think that's a great model to help unlock. Because see, people they got to see it before they can believe it. And if we can create not only just that once a month event, create it multiple times in different capacities, I personally believe that we've got to put some examples out there that can't be ignored, that can't be swept under the rug, that don't go away after the cameras go away. And I think that a lot of what we are engaged in, as we shared on our last show, all of us understand and are engaged in service, but how do we become those people that are going to be the catalysts to make it contagious? I think that's the real hit. And it can't be the same old. So what say y'all, man? I think the code can kick that off. I think we can unlock that madness that's keeping us down. What y'all think?
No, we can. I truly believe we're taking the right steps. We've been out there. All of us have been out there in the streets,
right,
in the communities, in the problem areas. We've targeted those problem areas. We've connected with those people. Because I know me personally, when I do go to the catering homes, one of my favorite things is connecting with the people out there, seeing where they are, just listening sometimes to their stories. Sometimes people just want you to listen. They say a stranger can be the best ear sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the people that know you, they're going to criticize you so much, beat you up, that you talk to them, you feel like, no better at all. So being out there, and then this discussion right here.
I think that's
actually King Code, being right here, working towards solutions together.
I think it's got to be bigger than just, obviously bigger than the King Code show. And that's why we just delighted to have those followers that are out there. The response was powerful from what I was able to see. A couple of phone calls I got, a few emails. People are resonating to this. Because first of all, to have 5 guys come together and do anything similar to a couple of other situations I've been in, they got to see an example.
And one more thing, prayer.
Yeah, big time.
Prayer. Where's the prayer gone? They took the prayer out of school. And that's when all HE double hockey stick broke loose.
But hold up though, you just hit on something else. Not only did they take prayer out of the school, they took wood shop out of the school, metal shop.
Come on now.
All those different things. Auto mechanics is gone.
And most important, paddles.
What was it? Paddles?
I mean, really.
My third grade teacher.
When it became, even parents can't whoop their kids now.
Yeah.
No, parents can't whoop their kids now. You go look on, you'll see, Fulton County, DeKalb County, people are going to jail because they're whooping their kids.
A friend of mine,
They want your kids in the system.
Yeah, a friend of mine, his girlfriend, she just did a few months in Douglasville because of that.
For spanking her own child.
For stealing. He was stealing, she was disciplined. She got locked up, and she got a case. She got to go to court about it. Got to go to trial about it. You know.
Wow.
That's where we're at these days, where you have to make a decision.
The kid can say, "I'm gonna call."
Am I going to jail or is my kid going to end up going to jail?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
basically the decision we have to make.
You know, and it's crazy that that's the kind of
Well, that's conspiracy.
barriers.
right there.
That's what is it?
A conspiracy.
Yeah, for
that's-
real. Because they done created a situation where we can't even discipline our own kids in a way that we were disciplined. And I mean, look at us. Well, maybe not.
I turned out great.
I was gonna say I ain't talking about all bad. I had a few bumps in the road.
Hey, if the parents don't beat them, the police will.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And, you know, and it's a trip because I'm thinking about that sister during that Baltimore riot
Yeah.
that went straight snatched dude up.
Yeah.
And they actually did a follow-up story on it. And he's straight now. And she was like, she said, the only thing I would have did different was I might not have used so many curse words. But she said, I done did it
She
all
was trying
over
to stop
again.
him from maybe getting killed
From
from
getting
the
killed.
police.
Yeah, exactly.
So, hey.
And we need more parents to, you know, and parents, mentors, uncles, aunties, coaches, to be able to find some way to connect. But again, we can't dismiss the fact that we have kids raising kids.
Absolutely.
We got individuals out here who don't understand the concept of the village. So I think, again, part of the strategy has to be we got to show not only the village, but the power of the village.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I remember coming up on the playground across the street from my house, there was about 10, 12 guys that poured into me. Now, mind you, some of them had Wild Irish Rose and Mad Dog bottles in their hand. But honestly, God, I can honestly say they really had my best interest at heart. But there were some other guys who didn't drink. That was all they did. They was at the playground every day. That's where I hung out, you know. And all summer long, they're like, "Whoa, you got to work on this. You got to work on that." And it wasn't just about ball, but they really. And me and my homeboy, we just did a shout out this past weekend. Man, it took me back someplace serious, bro, for real. Because we was just kind of like, man, you remember when we used to have Big Hank, Big Chuck. Penrod gave me my first suit. My man Ron, he used to always encourage. He was doing a barbecue. He was doing a community barbecue this weekend, you know.
He fed
And I'm
you.
like,
He fed you.
he fed me exactly.
And that's how we get unity. We gotta feed people.
Wow.
And I don't mean food.
Come
That's
on.
a suggestion. I don't mean food.
We
I
gotta
mean
feed
feed. Listen to me. I'm gonna take your debt away.
Ooh.
Listen to me. I'm gonna take your debt away. Not you. Everybody. Now I don't know how that's possible, but we got to feed them.
You gotta feed him.
That's how we. That's how I learned everything. That's what they did for you.
That's what they did for me. Yeah, for
They
real.
fed you. Your positiveness, whether it be real food, whether it be I'm gonna teach you how to go between your legs. Grown-ups, men, women, black men and women, we got to feed them. Let me take that debt from you. Now do this, raise your children this way. Come off that child support. Come off that welfare. You
Come
don't
on
need
now.
it no more. Now life easy. Now what you gonna do?
King Code audience is on fire.
They on fire. They on fire. But he's spitting real though.
Yeah, and that's
he's spitting 100.
yeah.
And I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's
I love that likewise thinking.
bruh, that feeding them not just
Appreciate
the
that.
food thing.
Exactly.
You got to feed the mind. And I remember posting early on when we decided we were going to do King because it's going to be like food fit for royalty. So I love what you were saying, brother man. Thank you so much for that. You know what? So let's talk about that food. And we ain't talking about the collard greens, macaroni and cheese, and the ham hocks.
Not the barbecue.
Not the barbecue. Let's talk about that food. What kind of food do we need to be feeding? So instead of
Regardless of the food, like I said, the person has to be willing to eat.
they gotta have an appetite.
They have to be in a space, exactly. They have to
Okay.
be in a space where they're ready to receive that food, that knowledge.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we know they're hungry.
I was going to just say, I think
Yeah,
think
they
it's
should
pretty
be.
obvious that
I
they're
know I
hungry.
am. Still.
I think it's pretty obvious that when you look at 77% of single parent homes are being run by women, I think they're hungry. And I think that if they can begin to see that as a result of things like King Code, as a result of us being able to step to some of these young brothers and step in the gap for them, as us being able to say to some of these individuals that don't really know what they're doing, some of these re-entering citizens that's being released from prison, those are people I think that are hungry to be fed. And so when you come out, because if you look at the recidivism rate, that means the people is about to go back to jail after they just came out. They hungry, y'all. And a lot of them, they don't have a clue because they done been snatched out of society. Because I agree with you, Quill, and I even myself, until I hit bottom, I wasn't trying to be fed. But the brother hit on something, man. What we gonna do other than the natural food?
We gotta let them know that they let these people out of jail now because they're getting the jails ready for the 2000 babies.
Okay.
For the kids that's born in 2000 will be 17 to 18 years old, or they're getting ready for them to come to prison. So they let the older ones out. So we gotta let these people know what's going on.
And so, speaking of economics, which is one of our topics, in the prison system, did you know you can trade it on Wall Street now?
Wow.
As a result of the prison industrial complex?
Good.
Oh, no, it ain't no joke. It's straight serious. And not only the 2,000 babies, they looking at our third grade test scores to determine how many prisons they gonna build. And it's worse than, it's legalized slave labor. Let me just go on record and say that. It's legalized slave labor.
Believe it.
$1 billion business.
Billion.
When you get more time, the problem I have, you get more time for drug dealing and non-violent offenses than you are for rape
And murder. And murder.
That's a problem.
No,
That's a problem.
conspiracy. I don't know. That thought just keep coming back to me. I don't know.
Conspiracy.
conspiracy is what it sounds like to me. Because if you think about it, the projects, was it there for our benefit, or was it there to compartmentalize us to further cripple us mentally, emotionally, financially, and be able to keep a finger on the pulse of what's going on, continue to plant the, I don't know, I got a silly question, silly thought that just came to mind. How many brothers y'all know that got boats, planes, or ships to get all these drugs into our communities?
Zero.
We always
No?
we always said that. Yeah.
But I mean, not only do we say it, we got to not only just say it in quiet circles like this.
Yeah.
We got to make certain that it's illuminated and as mainstream, which is going to be a major fight, so let's not get it twisted. But instead of the crap that we see at the first 6 minutes of every news broadcast, which is a shooting, a killing, some kind of sexing, that's what makes headlines. But that ain't the reality of what's really popping off or should be popping off in the lives of our people. Because the black-on-black crime, yes, it exists. The killings, the murders, yeah, they exist. But is that really the totality of what's happening when we talk about feeding beyond the natural food? I think we got to feed those statistics. We got to feed those positive stories. We got to feed those things that are going to enrich us.
Absolutely.
And the imagery. I mean, I'm just straight committed to it. I'm like, I ain't putting no dumb crap on my page, on my social media pages. I ain't engaging in those types of activities on purpose. And if you show stupidity, I'm bouncing.
That's right.
And where's the love? Like,
Yeah.
when one of our young brothers messes up, gets incarcerated and gets out, we shun them.
Yeah.
No job, no, they give them after 2 days, it's like, what are you doing with your life? You're not doing nothing. Sometimes everybody just needs a hug from your parents, from someone. If you know someone who's going through stuff and you love them, sometimes just give them a hug. You never know what that person is going through.
Yeah.
All the burdens. Everyone has a burden that we don't know about. So sometimes, especially if your family, just give them a hug. Love them. Like my mom, she couldn't help me with none of the stuff that I need to be as far as a king, but she had plenty of love for me. And she constantly gave me that. And that helped make me the man I am. It showed me that she can't read. She can't teach me these things that are in school. She can't help me with my homework, but she had love for me.
Okay.
Much love. Unconditional love. Not love with conditions where you love somebody and then you throw it back in their face. And
Camera went off. It just turned off.
What's that?
I don't know. Maybe the battery did.
This one caught the end of that though.
We should have kept it running.
And what he did was good, but that's what you didn't really hear that because you got to go.
yeah, we can wait for we bring the live audience and have a camera there.
Camera.
I don't like the editing with not having a shot of who the voice coming from.
Yeah, that won't sound.
Well, that's why I had raised my hand for the next one.